that my life would go to waste here. I wasn't able to protect my daughter, and I wasn't able to fulfill my revenge. That my life would go to waste in this land. I have so many regrets. I can't believe it. What did I live for? Why did I train myself in swordsmanship? What did I make that promise for? Curse it all, this land, and all who live in it. Curse them all. I'm not afraid of death. If it is my destiny, then I will accept it. But my life, my honor has been shamed. I regret this. And in saying this, the knight began to cry. He did not hold back the tears that fell down. I was sad that the one human that I'd been able to talk to after so long, after only a short time, would disappear again. And I hated him for knowing that he would soon have the rest. He would soon find rest in death, which was the one thing that I wanted but could not have. But I don't know anymore what happened. When I came to, I was at the knight's side. If life and death are both to be a dark prison, then that means you still have reason to be here. What? The wretched curse that I have in my body, and an empty life. For the first time in my life, I sucked a human's blood. And knowing that it would only pass my curse on, I felt sad to do so. A temporary and false sadness. I stole the man's blood and made it my own. His blood and my blood mixed together, and a new person was born that would share the same destiny. The man's name was Lean. He regained consciousness, and when his wounds healed, he listened to my story. He listened to what had happened to him. I told him what had happened to him, and the next day he disappeared. I continued waiting for him. Even though I thought that he might not come back, I continued to wait. For me, even though I would not wish it, all I had was time. And at last, he came back. He didn't make as to tell me what he had done. whether that was to punish others or to achieve his revenge. I didn't try to ask him. I didn't know, but I didn't try to ask him either. And from that time on, we spent many long years together. The two of us search for the power within ourselves. What I couldn't understand on my own, I was able to find out thanks to Dean, and I was happy for this. And in this way, we passed even the rainiest and even the windiest days together. Time flowed by slowly for a long time. In that long time, just like I had done with Dean, I met many humans who were facing death within the forest. And every time, for each of them, those that refused death, I granted them a new life. And so, little by little, one person at a time, we were able to increase the number like us. And then within time, that group of us formed a village, and that village was named Blue Moon Village. And at that time, I was already able to conduct myself as the master of the moon rune. Dean helped me with that. We built an altar in the center of the village and worshipped or enshrined the rune within it. And in doing so, the people of the village were able to live under protection of the rune and were able to live their lives away from the eyes of humans. And all of us thought that our life would continue in peace like this forever. And living that way, I forgot, or I tried to forget, that people's hearts can change. That in this world that is the most fragile thing, as if made of glass, it happened all of a sudden. One of the villagers stole the moon rune that had been enshrined and fled from the village. That man's name was Necklord. Since he had become one of us, he was still quite a young one among us, but he was good-natured and everyone liked him. And I think this means someone I paid attention to many days, for many days. But after he stole the rune, but after Necklord stole the rune and ran away, the original, that is me, the progenitor, I was underneath the protection of the rune, but for the other villagers, since they did not have its protection, it meant true death for them. It was their destruction. Now, you might think it's strange, but many of the villagers quietly accepted death. Perhaps they had already given up on living or were bored of it. Everyone holding back their agony or their pain, some were even able to smile, and apologizing for leaving me alone, they all died. But a few people refused to die and ran away to the outside world. And one of them was Dean. There was only one way to bring back the villagers who had lost the protection of the rune. Or rather, there's only one way to survive, as if you'd lost the protection of the rune. And that's to take on the curse of a vampire and to suck the blood of other humans. To forever chase after the souls of man, that would be our shackles in life. It's unfortunate, ugly, and petty. But Dean chose that road. That's why I will kill Rene. I brought him into this world as a vampire, and I live together with him. And I don't want to ruin that memory anymore. Sierra, I've kept you waiting for a long time, but it's finally done. It's kimono. I don't know what that means, sorry. I think this means, since you were taking such a long time, I had to talk so much about myself. That's your own fault. Oh no, I'm sorry about that. That's what it means. Actually, the last part, I really had to focus on what I was doing, and I wasn't really listening to you carefully. I really, Nash, you really are like something. Once we climbed up the spiral staircase that continued up to the top of the tower, which was on the other side of the door that the steel door that we blew apart. What we saw in front of us was a simple-looking, not austere. We saw like a what do you call it, like a shrine or an altar. Sierra. Dean.